Welcome to Classical 95.9 WCRI's Conducting Conversations with your host, Mike Mano. 1 hour of music and conversation with notable people in the arts, bringing you the stories of how music has impacted their lives. The show will give a behind-the-scenes look at the guest's background, interests, or special project.
Conducting Conversations is brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments. From sheet music and brand name instruments to rentals, repairs, lessons, and more. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.
And now here's your host, Mike Mano.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conducting Conversations. Tonight, it's a pleasure to welcome back to our studios a representative of the Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society, and that representative is quite impressive in his credentials. John Dreslin is back. He is the music director. This is his 38th season with that group, 33 of them as principal music director. He has participated in about 150 productions across Connecticut as music director, conductor, accompanist, or actor in various genres of musical theater, from opera to Broadway musicals. He has received 9 Eugene O'Neill Awards for Excellence in Community Theater and a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society. He is also a recognized scholar and lecturer on Gilbert and Sullivan. He has been the organist at Union Baptist Church in Mystic, Connecticut for the last 33 years. He is a retired dentist and lives in Stonington, Connecticut. That's quite an introduction, John. That's amazing, all of those accomplishments.
Yeah, well, I've been at it for many, many years now.
Yeah, it's amazing. When I was fortunate enough to receive an award a couple of years ago, and in my acceptance speech I said, it's because I'm old.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm getting at these days.
you have a chance to achieve all these things. Well, that's great for the Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society to have you. And this year we're going to talk about your production coming up on October 25th at 2 o'clock and 7:30 p.m. And then on October 26th at 2 o'clock at the Valley Regional High School in Deep River, Connecticut. And as we're going along here, if people want information, you can go to ctgands.org. So information is there about the production. And John, I'll let you start and tell us a little bit about Gilbert and Sullivan Society.
Okay, well, we're basically an amateur group. The members are all members of the community, and we have performers this year ranging in ages from 10 to 82.
Wow.
So we have all different ages represented. We always welcome new talent. We have one show a year. We do auditions in the spring. We rehearse throughout the summer and present our one show a year, usually sometime in October, as we will be doing this year. And we welcome family participation. This year we have one family of a mother and 2 young girls, which is great. And when we come to our production, we have full sets, colorful costumes, lively choreography, and all accompanied by a professional 22-piece orchestra playing the original Sullivan scoring. So,
wow.
We're very, very proud of our group. I think we are probably one of the premier Gilbert and Sullivan groups in New England for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. That's very impressive to have an orchestra that size and for all these years of success.
Yep. Yeah, we were founded way back in 1980, so this is actually our 44th season. The only year we didn't do it was the COVID year in 2000, but otherwise one show a year now.
All right, I think we've kept the audience in suspense long enough. What is this year's production going to be?
Okay, this year's production is going to be Iolanthe, which is the 7th of the 14 collaborations of Gilbert and Sullivan's. But more on that later. At the moment, I'd actually like to give you a little demonstration of what our group sounds like. I have one live recording from one of our shows, which is one we did 2 years ago, Patience, and it's a lovely soprano aria called I Cannot Tell What This Love May Be, and it's sung by Grace Murphy, who started with us as a high schooler and is now our lead soprano. So
Wow.
She's had a wonderful career with us. We're so glad to have her back once more.
All right, let's give that a listen.
I cannot tell what this love may be that cometh to all, but not to me. It cannot be kind as they'd imply, or right as these ladies sigh. It cannot be joy and rapture deep, or white as these gentle ladies weep. It cannot be blissful as 'tis said, or why are their eyes so wondrous red? Though everywhere true love I see, I come into all, but not to me. I cannot tell what this love may be. For I am blithe and I am gay, while they sit sighing night and day. For I am blithe and I am gay. Think of the gulf twixt them and me. Think of the gulf twixt you and me. If love is a thorn, they show no wit, who foolishly hug and foster it. If love is a weed, how simple they, who gather it day by day. If love is a nettle that makes you smart, then why do you wear it next to your heart? And if it be none of these, say I, oh, why do you sit and sob and sigh? Though everywhere true love I see, I come into all, but not to me. I cannot tell what this love may be. For I am blithe and I am gay, while they sit sighing night and day. For I am blithe and I am gay. Think of the gulf twixt them and me. Think of the gulf twixt them and me.
Tremendous voice, John, and it's obviously a live recording with that applause at the end.
Yes, yeah,
you go.
that was an absolutely wonderful performance by Grace. Really proud of her.
All right.
So getting back, so this year we're doing, as I said, Iolanthe, which has a subtitle, which is The Peer and the Peery, which roughly translated it would be The Nobleman and the Fairy. And as I said, it was the 7th of the 14 collaborations by Gilbert and Sullivan. Was premiered in 1882 at the brand new Savoy Theatre in London, which was the first theatre to be illuminated by electric lighting. And it satirizes the British parliamentary system as well as class structure. So has a great overture, another one of the few that was written by Sullivan himself. Sometimes he would have his associates write the overtures for him. And the curtain goes up on a chorus of fairies flitting about the stage, and the music's very, very much influenced by Mendelssohn's Midsummer Night's Dream music. Sullivan was a great fan of Mendelssohn's, so as I said, we have the fairies flitting about, and this is their opening chorus.
John, let's continue along the storyline and tell us what's next.
Well, all these fairies have gathered to celebrate the return of the fairy Iolanthe, who had been banished for the crime of marrying a mortal. And not only did she marry a mortal, but she actually gave birth to a son, Strephon, who is handicapped by the fact that he is a fairy down to the waist, but his legs remain mortal. And he's fallen in love with the shepherdess Phyllis. However, there's a problem. She is the ward of Chancery and cannot marry without the permission of the Lord Chancellor. Unfortunately, the Lord Chancellor has a bit of a roving eye and is enamored with Phyllis himself, as indeed are all the members of the House of Lords, or the House of Peers, who arrive on the scene in a most imperious and impressive procession. Probably one of the big highlights of the show, the March of the Peers, and we'll listen to that now.
All right, we'll give that a listen, take a short break, and be back with more. Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society is the subject of tonight's Conducting Conversations. I'm Mike Mano, very pleased to be sitting with the music director, Dr. John E. Dreslin, and we're talking about the production coming up at just about 3 weeks, October 25th at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., and then October 26th at 2 o'clock at the Valley Regional High School in Deep River, Connecticut. And you can go online to get information at ctgands.org. And if you'd like to call, there's even a phone number with operators standing by at 860-554-1256. And we're talking about this very interesting and not well known by me production, John. It's probably not, if you said to someone, name me a Gilbert and Sullivan production, they wouldn't probably name this one.
Not unless you lived in England. Now, if you lived in England, this is one of the most popular ones.
Really?
Which is what I'm going to explain to you why it is in a minute. But
okay.
It seems to me now that, Mike, you must almost be an expert on Gilbert and Sullivan. The years that we've been doing it, we've almost covered them all between you and me.
Yeah, it's been a while, but this is the first time for this one.
Yep. This is the first time that you and I have discussed this.
Iolanthe is the name of it, and I'm sure there's lots of mispronunciations on that name.
Well, anyway, getting back to Iolanthe, as I said, the Lord Chancellor has decided that he really is enamored with the shepherdess Phyllis, and he will not let Strephon, the half-fairy, half-man, marry her. Strephon is very upset to this, and he turns to his mother, who is Iolanthe, for help. Now, the problem is that fairies never age, and Phyllis, unaware that Strephon's mother is a fairy, sees them together and thinks that Strephon has a girlfriend. And so she ends their engagement, and she's really angry. She gets angry with the peers, but Strephon is upset because now he has lost Phyllis's love. And so what he does is he calls on his fairy relatives to help. And what they're going to do is they're going to penalize the House of Parliament by putting Strephon in the House of Parliament with the ability that he can pass any law that he wants, and no one can stand up to him. That basically ends the first act. And the second act opens outside the House of Parliament, where the sentry, Private Willis, is keeping watch, and that's a rather dull and monotonous assignment. And he reflects on the dysfunction of Parliament with its ongoing conflicts between liberals and conservatives. Now, this is actually almost modern. Think Republicans and Democrats rather than liberals and conservatives. And he notes that you're either born into one or you're born into the other, and that the two sides just can't get along, and they don't think for themselves. The liberals follow their leader, the conservatives follow their leader. So he explains this all in his solo that opens the second act, One All Night Long.
Sounds like not much has changed.
No, this is really, when I see the lyrics to this, I say, boy, this could be contemporary.
When all night long a chap remains on sentry go to chase monotony, he exercises all his brains, that is, assuming that he's got any. For never nurtured in the lap of luxury, yet I admonish you, I am an and think of things that would astonish you. I often think it's comical, fa-la-la, fa-la-la, how nature always does contrive, fa-la-la-la, that every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la, fa-la-la, is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la. MPs divide if they've a brain and cerebellum too. They've got to leave that brain outside and vote just as their leaders tell them to. But then the prospect of a lot of dull MPs in close proximity, all thinking of themselves, is what no man can face with equanimity. Then let's rejoice with loud fa-la, fa-la-la, fa-la-la, that nature always does contrive, fa-la-la-la, that every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la, fa-la-la, is either a little liberal or else a little conservative.
So, anyway, the House of Lords is very upset that Streffen has been given all the power to pass any bill that he wants. And the fairies appear and tell the peers that it's their doing, that the advantage of having Streffen pass everything is it shortens the debates. The leader of the House of Lords, Mount Ararat, poo-poos that, arguing that although the House of Peers appears to be essentially useless, it is perfect institution and in need of no improvement of any kind whatsoever.
When Britain really ruled the waves in good Queen Bessie's time, the House of Peers made no pretense to intellectual eminence or scholarship sublime. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bessie's glorious days. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bessie's glorious days. And Wellington threshed Bonaparte, as every child can tell. The House of Peers throughout the war did nothing in particular, and did it very well. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yet Britain set the in good King George's glorious day. And while the House of Peers withholds its legislative hand, and noble statesmen do not itch to interfere with matters which they do not understand, as bright will shine Great Britain's rays as in King George's glorious days, as bright will shine Great Britain's rays as in King George's glorious days.
John, we have one more piece to fit in before we take our next break. Tell us about this one.
Okay, well, the fairies and peers have sort of started out as defiant foes, but the fairies are gradually attracted to the peers and have become rather enamored of them. That feeling is certainly not mutual. The peers want nothing to do with the fairies. While the fairies seem to chide them for their aloofness, they really don't want to drive the peers away. It is a very cute number. I must say my violinists hate to play this because it has this rapid pizzicato that they object to. As a matter of fact, I wrote in each of their parts a little note saying that I never promised you a rose garden.
All right, we'll listen to this. It's called In Vain to Us You Plead.
Don't go. Your prayers we do not heed. Don't go. It's true we sigh, but don't suppose a tearful eye forgiveness shows. Oh no, they're very cross indeed. Yes, very cross. Don't go. It's true we sigh, but don't suppose a tearful eye forgiveness shows. Oh no, we're very cross indeed, yes, very cross. Don't go. Your disrespectful sneers, don't go. Call forth indignant tears, don't go. You break our laws, you are our foe. We cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked peers, you wicked peers. Don't go. You break our laws, you are our foe. We cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked peers, you wicked peers. Don't go.
Our disrespectful sneers, ha ha, call forth indignant tears, ha ha, if that's the case, my dears.
Don't go.
We'll go.
Iolanthe, the production of Gilbert and Sullivan, is being presented by the Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society at Valley Regional High School in Deep River, Connecticut, on October 25th at 7:30 p.m. and in the afternoon at 2 p.m., and then again on October 26th at 2 p.m. And tickets are available on the website, which is ctgands.org. There's also information in there. There are student ticket pricing as well as regular tickets, and advance tickets are discounted. So check that out. And with me is Dr. John E. Dreslin, who is the music director and expert on Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan. And let's go along with our story, John.
Okay, well, the fairies have a queen, and she's warns them, that for a fairy to marry a mortal carries a pain of death. And she says that even she is sort of susceptible to succumb to the charms of men, and particular the Private Willis, the guardsman outside the Houses of Parliament. But she tells how she has overcome this attraction, and she sings about a fellow named Captain Shaw, who was the head of the London Fire Department, and was greatly admired by all the women of the time. And Captain Shaw was sitting in the front row of the Premier of Iolanthe, and so she basically directs the song at him.
Huh.
Disobey our fairy laws, because I fly in realms above, in tendency to fall in love, resemble I the amorous dove, resemble I the amorous dove. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidius Naso, this heart of mine is soft as thine, although I dare not say so. Amorous dove, type of Ovidius Naso, this heart of mine is soft as thine, although I dare not say so. On fire that glows with heat intense, I turn the hose of common sense, and out it goes at small expense. We must maintain a fairy law, that is the main on which to draw, in that we gain a captain ashore, in that we gain a captain ashore. Oh, Captain Shaw, type of true love kept under, could thy brigade with cold cascade quench my great love, I wonder? Oh, Captain Shaw, type of true love kept under, could thy brigade with cold cascade quench my great love, I wonder.
Meanwhile, the Lord Chancellor, remember him, is absolutely smitten with his young charge Phyllis, and is tormented by his unrequited love for her, so much that it is in interfering with his sleep, which he bemoans in the famous Nightmare Song, which is certainly one of the best and most challenging of all the Gilbert and Sullivan patter songs. As you know, if Gilbert and Sullivan somewhere in the show, there's got to be a patter song. And
Absolutely.
this is like the grandfather of all of them. The one thing I want to mention, too, is that we do have super titles projected above the stage, so you can follow along the patter, even if you can't hear too well.
You can see it.
Yep, you
go.
can see the patter.
Love unrequited robs me of my rest. Love, hopeless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on my chest, and weaves itself into my midnight slumbers. When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and reposes to goodbye anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire of usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, and your sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles, you feel like mixed pickles, so terribly sharp is the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross and you tumble and toss till there's nothing twixt you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick 'em all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Well, you get some repose in the form of a doze with hot eyeballs and head ever aching, but your slumbering teams with such horrible dream that you'd very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat, penning ice and cold meat to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Stone Square and South Kensington stations. And bound on that journey, you find your attorney who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving like mad with this singular lad. By the ship's now a four-wheeler, and you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names when you tell him the ties play the dealer. But this you can't stand to throw up your hand when you find you're as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, the black silk with gold clocks, crossing Salisbury Plain on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which is somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the tars all the particulars of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices from goods from cough mixtures to cables, which tickle the sales by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good statesman to plant a small tradesman, first take off his boots with a bootery, and his legs will take root and his fingers will shoot and they'll blossom and bud like a fruit tree. From the greengrocer tree you get grapes and green pea, cauliflower, pineapples and cranberries, while the pastry cook plant cherry brandy will plant apple puffs and three corners and banberries. The shares are a penny and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring, and just as a few are allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despairing. You're a regular wreck with a crick in your neck, and no wonder you snarl for your heads on the floor, and you needles and pins from your soul to your shins, and your flesh is a creep for your left legs asleep, and you cramping your toes and a fly in your nose, and a fluff in your lung and a feverish tongue, and a thirst that's intense in a general sense that you haven't been sleeping in clover. But the darkness has passed, and it's daylight at last, and the night has been long, little nicer. And thank goodness they're both of them over.
Well, at this point, their engagement broken. Phyllis and Strephon are both miserably unhappy without each other. So Strephon finally decides to tell Phyllis that his mother is not mortal, but she is a fairy. That revealed, Phyllis now realizes that whenever she sees him embracing a young lady, it is actually an elderly relative. Having resolved their differences, they decide to get married immediately before they can change their minds. And comes one of my favorite lines in the show. They decide they're going to get married first and change their mind afterwards, since that's the usual course.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. 4 peers with flowing coffers press their offers, that is why I am sure we should not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the more attractive we will not tarry ere we marry you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry you and I, of the feeling I desire, do we tire by and by, of the feeling I desire, do we tire by and by. If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry you and I, with the feeling I desire, do we tire by and by. So I think we will not tarry ere we marry you and I, you and I, you and I.
John, before I let you finish up the program as far as what the last piece of music is going to be, I just want to mention that the website, CTG for Connecticut, Gilbert, AND, and S for Sullivan, .org, has got a lot of information, tells about what the organization has been doing and how to get tickets for this particular program. And there's also a phone number, which is 860-554-1256. So either way, get the information, get out and support this group. John, I presume that like a lot of nonprofit art organizations, the ticket prices don't pay enough to cover everything. So donations are gladly accepted, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's
And
something.
you can do that right on the webpage as well. Yes.
Excellent. So if you'd like to see the Connecticut Gilbert and Sullivan Society go on for another 50 years, John will be there to run it. Okay, John, let's get to finishing up with what you have here, and this sounds like a great show. I'm glad to learn about it. It's one of the ones I didn't know about.
Yes, it's a really, the music is wonderful. It's a happy show this year, really, really, really happy show. So we've gotten to the point where we're almost at the end. And what's going to happen is, is the Lord Chancellor going to finally give permission for Strephon and Phyllis to get married? And how about the fairies? Are they going to be able to defy fairy law and marry their peer boyfriends? And what political party is Private Willis in? That's another question. Is he a liberal or conservative? So to answer these questions, you're just going to have to come to the show and see how it all turns out. But
get yourself a ticket.
Yeah, but we have a real joyous finale that I love because it is so typically Sullivan. I can't imagine anyone else writing this type of music other than Sullivan. So here's the happy finale of Iolanthe.
There you go. And John, always a pleasure to see you, and the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Conducting Conversations.
Soon as we may, off and away, we'll commence our journey. Happy I'll be, as you can see, everyone is now weary. Everyone is now weary. Cause a gentle road we go, toast it's good to everyone. Even your minds that give to ring, if you've two bones to every string. Cause a gentle road we go, toast it's good to everyone. Even your minds that give to ring, if you've two bones to every string.
Up in the sky, ever so high, pleasures come in endless series. We will arrange happy exchange. House of peers, the house of peers. Peers, peers, peers. House of peers, the house of peers. Up in the air, sky high, free from both in chance alike. I shall be surely happier for I such a susceptible chancellor. Up in the air, sky high, free from both in chance alike. We will be surely happier for I such a susceptible chancellor.
Conducting Conversations was brought to you by Roberts Musical Instruments, using music and the arts to keep your child educated, entertained, and having fun. Roberts Musical Instruments is your key to musical success. Call 823-5459. That's 823-5459.